Welcome back to the final part of our Kajabi course Kickstarter. Now, this little part of the training is very short, but I wanted to leave you with 3 of my top tips for things you can do inside of your lessons that are going to make all the difference. So let's go have a look. All right, before we get on to the fun stuff of customizing the look of your product, there's just one other thing I want to show you inside of the lessons. Actually, it's more like 3 little things. So if we click into any of your lessons inside of your course, there's 3 things that I want to point out. Now, often when you're, writing all the copy that goes with the tutorial, you might want to put in hyperlinks. And once you have written something here and then you've gone and created a link up here, insert, edit link, you get this option down here. You put the link that it's going to go to when somebody clicks on it, but the target, the default is none. And I would encourage you to set the target to new window so that if students are in this lesson and they see something interesting and they click on it, it doesn't take them out of this lesson that they're watching. It will open this link as a new tab, okay, or a new window, so that they get they get both screens side by side, because it can be frustrating for your students if every time they click on some resource or something that you have mentioned, that it takes them out of the lesson post and then they've got to come back and find where they were up to, all that sort of stuff. So just target, new window. That's the first thing I wanted to say. Down here in the downloads section, so when you upload something into this spot for your students to download inside of the course, it gives it usually a pretty ugly file name. Now, this one I didn't take the time to adjust, but you could absolutely come over here where it's got this little pencil, and you could just give it a nicer display name. So something like, this one was our module 1 slides. Save. Okay, so then in the downloads, rather than seeing that full file name with all the, the underscores and, all the stuff, they're now going to see module 1 slides, which should be a lot nicer. And inside of every lesson post, you have this section for automations. So you can decide in here, when this lesson gets completed, then would you like to do one of these things? Okay, so based on what the lesson is all about, when they complete that lesson, do you maybe subscribe them to an email sequence? Do you perhaps grant them an offer for a free mini course because they've made it a certain way through this particular course? Do you register them to a webinar event that you've got coming up? Do you add a tag so that you know who's made it to this point inside of the course? Do you send them an email? Do you send them a coupon code? Do you send them a certificate? Okay, so you can do plenty of automations inside of every individual lesson post. And yeah, hopefully those 3 little tips. So again, hyperlink into new window, rename your downloads to something that looks a little bit nicer, and keep in mind that you've got automations here that you can set up for every individual lesson. Okay, guys, well, that concludes this 9-part training series for our Kajabi course Kickstarter, where we have looked at everything from draft products to waitlist pages, quizzes, product structure, certificates, dripping, locking, okay, everything that I could think of as far as setting up these products in the back end. But now, of course, what comes next is branding your course or your membership. Now, I've got training on that too. We didn't have time to cover it in this part of the series, but if you would like access to the step-by-step training on branding your Kajabi course, make sure you grab yourself that 7 days of free access to the Hero Collective, which is my complete A to Z of Kajabi training and covers over an hour of how to brand your course product. Okay, so I hope I will see you over there. If you enjoyed this training series, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will be back with some new training very soon.